Now, this problem might be too much. There's fractions, and there's a lot of fractions. So let's not use them, because if we get to a test and we're not used to doing fractions, or maybe we just hate fractions, we might look at this problem and say, nope, forget it. It's going to take too much, or I'm definitely going to make a mistake and get it wrong. So why even bother? I don't want you to do that. All right. Yes, we're going to get rid of the fractions. I don't like fractions either. So I'm not going to solve this. Well, we're going to have to do a little bit of fractions, but I'm going to get rid of as many fractions as I possibly can. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing I want you to be able to understand is we have our x's and our y's both in the denominator. That's important. Okay. Because what I want to do is I want to be able to see, can I rewrite this with kind of having the same fractions identity? And here's what I'm trying to do. Here's what I'm trying to look at. I want this to look like a typical system of equations. Right now, it doesn't look like a typical system of equations, and I don't want to multiply both equations by x's and y's. Here's what I want to do. I want to rewrite this as 1 over x plus a 3 times a 1 over y equals a 3 over 4. Then I can rewrite this as a 3 over 1 over x minus a 2 times 1 over y equals a 5 over a 12. Now this looks a little bit different, or a little bit similar to what I'm kind of used to. And what I want you to see, I'll put parentheses over here that you can see, oh, well, if I put these as like x's and y's instead of 1 over x's, 1 over y's, it would be a typical system of equation. But I'm not going to use x and y's in this case. I'm going to use a and b's. Okay, so I'm actually going to use a substitution portion. So we're going to kind of do like a double substitution. Actually, I think we'll do elimination maybe on here. We'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, you know what? Let's let a equal 1 over x. And let's let b equal 1 over y. Now, why would I want to do this? Well, because guys, I want to start with something that I recognize. I don't like this. This is too confusing for me. But if I replace 1 over x with a and 1 over y with b, it's going to look a lot easier. This is what it's going to look like. A plus 3b equals a 3/4, and a 3a minus a 2b equals a 5 over 12. Now, here is kind of a little quandary, a place where we could have some debate. You could now multiply everything by, or at least on this top equation, by 12 and the bottom equation by 12. That would get rid of those fractions. And if you're one of those students, you're like, I cannot do math with any fractions, I absolutely have to get rid of them, then multiply the top and the bottom equation by 12. The problem with that, ladies and gentlemen, is sometimes we have to face our fears, because if I'm multiplying everything by 12, I'm going to start getting bigger integers, and then I still need to get the same coefficients. Okay. So I'm going to say, you know what? I have to tackle my little fear of fractions. I got rid of the majority of them, but I'm just going to work with these. Okay. And I'll show you exactly step by step how I'm doing it and how I'm approaching it. And it's really not going to be that bad. But if I want to do a limit, if I want to solve this as an equation, I could easily do substitution, but I did that in the last example. So in this case, I'm going to do elimination. So to do elimination, I'm going to combine the two equations by adding them, but I want the same coefficient to be in the top and the bottom. So to do that, I need to multiply by a multiplier on one or both. And what I recognize here is whenever I have like an a, that's easy. Like I'm going to multiply by -3, because I multiply -3 times a, that's going to give me -3a, and -3a plus a 3a is going to be a 0a, which eliminates that variable. Just make sure you multiply times every single term. Guys, there's videos on YouTube of me making this mistake multiple times inside the classroom. A lot of it is because I am talking just like I'm doing with you guys right now, and I'm not paying attention. So when you're taking a test, make sure you're paying attention, or at the very least, just doing a quick little glance back at your work to make sure you applied that distributive property. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. -3, yep. -3 times 9, yep. And then remember, -3 times a 3/4, just treat that as over 1 and then multiply straight across. Okay. So now I can add these two equations to eliminate my variable a. All right. So when I add them, obviously that's going to go to 0. This is going to be a -11b. And then, what do I do? I told you there's going to be a little bit of fractions, but I'll do a little sidebar. Okay. So a -9 over 4 plus a 5 over 12. Okay. Well, guys, if you're doing systems of equations, you've been doing fractions for a much longer time. Remember, when we add and subtract fractions, we have to get that common denominator. Okay. The common denominator, the smallest number that divides into both of these 4 and 12 is going to be 12. So to get that, I need to get a multiply by 3 on the top and bottom over here. I don't need to do anything over here. That's going to now give me a -27 divided by 12 plus a 5 over 12, and that's going to give me a -11 over 12. Not so bad. I know most students can pretty much do that, okay? But once we'll get to some more fractions, yeah, I know it gets a little tricky. So negative 11 over b is equal, wait. No, that's not negative 11. That's a negative 22, Mr. McLogan. See how I just went back and checked my work real quick? I just did a quick little glance, and that's really, really important thing because I make silly mistakes all the time, okay? All the time. So I always got to make sure I'm going back and just doing a quick little check of my work because, you know, the thing that annoys me the most is when students feel, and I've been there so many times, when feel like they got the answer right, because they see their answer in the word, in the multiple choice. But guys, you have to understand multiple choice problems have incorrect answers on common mistakes. So just make sure you verify that you did the work correctly. Okay, now to go ahead and still solve for b, I got to divide by negative 11. Divide by negative 11. And remember, dividing by negative 11 is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. So therefore, this is the same thing as b over a negative 22 over 12. And I'm just going to rewrite this as multiplying by 1 over negative 11. That's important because 11 divides into 22 2 times. So therefore, this can be simplified into a negative 2 over 12. Oops, that's a negative divided by negative, right? So that's a positive. And 2 divided by 12 is going to equal to a 1 over 6. So b equals a 1 over 6. Whew, a lot of work. Guess what? We still got to do a. Dang it. Okay. So which equation should we solve for a? Should we solve for a with over here, or should we solve for a in this original equation? I would pick the original equation. All right. Now, again, I don't need to go back to the original equation. You could, but why do all that work with fractions, right? Let's go ahead and use this equation. So to go ahead and solve for a here, what was that? So it has a plus a 3b equals 3/4. Okay, now what I'm simply going to do is replace my b with 1 over 6. So again, I'll double dip here, and I'm going to use a blue in this example just to show that, hey, I substituted that in for my b. And again, I got a little work with fractions. I know, it's okay, but guys, I mean, we can't always avoid error. I mean, we could, but we don't want to do too much work. So 3 times 1 over 6 is going to be a 3 over 6, which reduces to 1/2. So a equals, not a equals, a plus a 1/2 equals a 3/4. Subtract the 1/2 on both sides. And then a is equal to a 3 over 4 minus, I just want to write this in the same denominator, right? So what would I need to do to have this as a denominator 4? Multiply a 2 on the top and the bottom. So this is going to be a negative 2 over 4. Wouldn't you guys agree 2 over 4 is the same thing as 1/2, right? I'm kind of skipping over some work. I just multiplied by 2 over 2 on 1/2 to get us 2/4. Now they have the same denominator. So a is equal to a negative 1/4. And ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you the answer choice on a multiple choice test will give you negative 1/4 and 1 over 6. But if you use substitution, you have to make sure you remember, or maybe write down at the answer. Remember, these are not your values. These are the substituted values, right? A is equal to 1 over x. Okay? So if I'm saying A is negative 1 over 4, 1 over 4, why did I put a negative? What am I doing? That's not a negative 1 over 4. Boom, boom, boom. Get rid of that. So a is equal to 1 over 4. So let's go and write this out. So 1 over 4 is equal to a 1 over x. Now again, you could apply the cross product, whatever you want to do, but guess what? The answer is x equals 4. And remember, b is equal to a 1 over y, right? Well, what was our answer for b? 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 equals 1 over y. Again, you could apply the cross product if you want to, or you could just see that y is equal to 6. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be your correct answer.